Hey, I'm Orla from GBO, your women's gear review channel. Today we are reviewing the Coda Bell X Pod 2 Sling Pack, also known as the Cross Pod. In this review, we are going to go through a summary, features, fit check, comfortability, whether or not it passes the female body test. Going to do a wee airline test, have some pros and cons, and then round up the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed and you would like to know, then just pop us a wee comment below. Okay, let's get cracking on with the summary. So this is priced at $149 US. So this is made up with couture materials, and my ears perk up when I hear that, and I was happy to hear that it is Recor, which means that they have used recycled nylon, and the inside is ripstop orange lining. So this can be expanded and not expanded. When it is not expanded, it is 14 by 5 by 2, and expanded it goes up to 6. It is a volume of 2.3 and it can expand to 7. This is the only color that you can get it in, the black here, and when you receive this item you will immediately realize that you've invested in a long-lasting durable sling. So the Cross Pod was made with the mindset of minimalizing your everyday carry needs into a more compact space that didn't involve lugging your backpack about. This is small enough to not feel overwhelming, but big enough to carry the everyday essentials apart from your laptop, and there are many people out there who don't take their laptop with them for everyday adventures, so this is really suited for those people. Now, I do have a love-hate with slings, and it's just, when it comes to the female body or anyone who has a bigger chest area, sometimes it's not as flattering on the front as it would be if you were a little bit flat chested. So it's always fun, and we'll get a bit more into that when we get into the fit check. But be sure to head over to our short section where myself and Kazi have done a series of fit checks where you can just check out how it looks on the female body, whether you have a smaller chest area or even a bigger chest area. So in terms of shape and style, this definitely has a nice blend between the kind of style and functionality that you need. It can feel overwhelming to look at with the amount of straps, but this is what makes it versatile and adaptable to a wide range of people. And you also have the option to remove all of the straps if you wanted to as well, and even the straps themselves are stowable away. With the Cross Pod here, these two straps are included as well, and the other ones, as mentioned, you can just pop everything kind of sleekly and nicely away if you wanted to do that as well. It does have a nice bit of flexibility to it, but a nice bit of padding on the back here, so whatever is up against your skin, it's creating a nice bit of comfort. I definitely feel like, you know, your woman from Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. That's me when I wear this. So they offer a 14-day return or exchange, they offer international shipping, and they offer lifetime warranty, but that is case by case. You do have to go through a claim for them to decide whether they're going to take that forward or if you are covered or not. Okay, time to get cracking on with the features. So in terms of the branding, you do still have some lovely branding here on the front and on the custom pillars as well. It's really subtle and embedded into the bag, so depending on when the light hits it, you can kind of see it, and then sometimes you can't. So I really do appreciate that. You have these two straps that you can attach and detach if you want. You can use them to compress the pack in, or you can expand it out. You can place a jacket through here if you wanted to hold that in place, which is great. You can also hold your umbrella in there, whatever you can get cracking around that. It is held down by the buckle and then that kind of velcro strap. What I love about this and throughout the bag is that they've implemented these kind of dangle stoppers, so you're not having loads of straps just flapping about. They have them throughout the bag where you just place in the wee clip and it just keeps it nice and sleek. Their hardware is absolutely fantastic. They have YKK zippers, they have G-hook system, buckle systems. Their buckles are really, really nice as well. I'm not used to this kind of system, which I am definitely now a wee fan of. It just creates a more action mode. So keeping to the kind of external features here, at the bottom you've got this kind of Hypalon material where there are external lip holes that you can attach a bike light to, your carabiner, anything that you want externally. Then there is the option to clip a wee clipper on there. And then at the bottom there is a little lip hole which activates your kind of chest stabilizer here, which we'll get into when we get into the fit. If you're not using that chest stabilizer, you could even place something on the bottom there if you wanted to as well. So you do have one handle here, which is super handy if you are putting this in putting away your stowable straps. Then you can just grab the bag from this handle, and also instead of like grabbing it from
the straps as well to save that and have the longevity of those. You can just grab it from the handle. So that is such a nice wee touch. And also if you wanted to hang this up, you could be placed up there. So I will pack this up as we go along so you can just kind of see how it fills out. This is it in its natural form, not completely packed out. So you can keep this as minimal as you want, or you can expand it completely, as we'll get into in a wee minute. So let's start off with this kind of front pocket here. The seams are really tapered tight, so it means that for water and weather resistance, which we'll get into for the water test, that you know all the valuables in here are safe. You open this up, and first up you have some brand in here on the front, which is nice, and then the bright interior. Thank you so much. It really just makes a difference. And this kind of has like a full funky pattern on it that I'm not mad about. It's given army vibes, but it's nice. I like it. And it's nice and bright, so you're not hoking and poking about. Then you do have this key lash. Now, love it. Love that it comes off, right? I don't love this now, because that means I have to sit there and do this and see when you have nails, even when I usually have like acrylic nails or whatever on, that's a no-go for me. So your gal here doesn't have the patience for that there, so I just like to chuck that in and not use that, which is a shame because I really like the fact that it detaches and the kind of hardware here is stunning. Then inside you do have material that kind of flaps, so it gives you kind of like two compartments, but that's what's going to go into your extension in a minute. So if you can see, you can kind of compromise these. If you are just using this in this mode and you're not using the extension, then you kind of have like two little pockets. And then inside is just space, so you can just pack this up how you want. Throw your keys in there. If you want to have your phone on front as well, just to have that right beside you, then you could do that too. All the custom pillars here just make it neat. There is a lot of them, so sometimes it can get quite confusing what zip you're opening. So just have one on one side and one on the other and you'll be grand. Then moving on to the back pocket here. You open this up. I would have loved a wee bit more to open. Like, it's hard because sometimes I like how things kind of fall forward and then they have the two flaps to open them up. And that just makes it a bit more easier to like bulk it out a bit more. But then you have the risk of everything falling out sometimes, which is just a bit annoying. Inside you have one, two, three mesh pockets. Now the mesh is absolutely stunning. The first mesh here that you have is a stretchy pocket, but it could have done with a bit more suction, because whenever you're placing stuff in there, it just doesn't feel like it's going to stay in there safely because the elastic is a bit flimsy, not flimsy, it's a bit loose is what it is. Then you have one, two of those zipped mesh pockets, so you can place like smaller things in there if you want to, or any more delicates. I had lip balm you can place in there, have access to that. If you're wondering in this mode, does my water bottle fit in there? No, it does not. The 500ml does not. I'm guessing your 250ml, that would fit in. Oh, well done, Orla, you didn't even close the lid. That would fit in, but that would take up the whole space, so really just depends on how you want to really pack that out. Your umbradoodle, dependent on the size, no. So that just gives you a bit of reference. I love taking my headphones with me everywhere, but I can actually just extend these out or just place them on my head. But if you wanted to see if they would fit in, they do, so that's grand. So that space is just up to you to kind of pack out how you are and how you want it for your everyday kind of carry, because that's what this is, like a wee mini backpack, because you can extend it out. Again, bright interior, really easy to clean. That's what we love and want to see with any kind of bag or sling. Then at the back here is your kind of hidden pocket closer to your chest, and that is just the same kind of easy clean material, bright interior. This is handy for placing in your purse, ID. Do you know what would have been nice? To put some RFID block in here or throughout the bag. Just a wee bit of a shout for anti-theft here. But that can go in nicely at the back, so you can kind of see how it's starting to pack up. Now, if you want to activate that extension, you're going to have to take off your clips here, flap them on down. You're going to roll this, and then there's a zip here, so that extends out like so. and that eats into your front pocket there. So when I have my phone, keys and the wee tripod in there, that's now what I can see. And those two like compartments that I was speaking about just opens up into one big one. As far as fitting your water bottle here into this one, you could definitely fit a 500 ml. You could even fit your umbradoodle in there as well. Depends on how much you want to pack this out. Could I shove that there in? I could probably shove the camera in, but I'd be scared. I wouldn't be putting that in there just on its own. I would want it with the cover, but it does go in. For the sake of this, I just want to show you that's what it's like, so you can fit loads in there, and that's kind of like the extension of it. Now, as mentioned, there is a bit of padding, right? Because if I put my camera in there, it's a bit risque if there's no protection on that, but there is that water resistant material. It is actually well padded, so I don't feel too annoyed about that. Then you can just detach these like so, and that's how chunky it kind of comes out to be. Sorry, you can detach these from the top as well. And that's just what it looks like if you're packing out this. Chunky. We'll get more into that on the fit check. You can obviously compress in the sides if you wanted to give it a bit more of a shape, or you can extend it out even more. Now, going on to the back kind of system here, it is well padded, it's nice. You've got two little compartments here where you can fit in like AirPods if you wanted to. It's still that bright interior material, which we absolutely love. The pockets, or the little zips, are kind of hidden as well, so that's handy enough too. And you've got two of those on each side, so you can fit money in there or any extra smaller items that you want to have closer to you. So moving on to the main star here, you have your fid lock system, which the hardware is absolutely amazing. This is just easy to take off and then plop her back on. You've got that seatbelt material, and they've also implemented those dangle stoppers as well. So just keeping in line with keeping this nice and clean and sleek. Now, this is it fully packed out. I don't think it's as aesthetically pleasing. I haven't opted through testing to keep that packed out, but if you are placing this on your back, it's grand. Obviously, I wouldn't opt to be putting that onto your front with this bulkiness. It just might look a bit stupid, but because it's going into this kind of mini backpack, everyday carry sling that you can extend up, compress down and use instead of lugging a huge backpack about, then it's definitely something I'm not mad about. The shape is actually quite cool when it's on your back, which we'll get into in a minute. Okay, time for a fit check, comfortability, and whether or not this has passed the female body test. Okay, so this is it in like your kind of backpack mode on me. See, with that padding as well that you have on the back kind of system, it really is felt on the back here as well. So that's really nice. You can just style this how you want. You can have it on your back if you wanted it, or you can even place it around the front. In terms of the boob area, this is pretty tight because I like it tight to my back. You can adjust it. There is adjustable straps. It does cut off. It's going to depend on how big you are here on the chest and how that's going to look and how that's going to curve. But for me, it's absolutely grand. I actually do really like it, and I love the fact that they've placed in those little stoppers, because otherwise then the material is just flapping about. So that's nice to just keep with that clean look. And it's just nice to know that you can, if you had a sling with you and you're in town or whatever and you're picking up stuff, that you can just extend this up and place it to its fullest form, and it still looks lovely. Oh my god, it's like a workout. But that's it in bum bag mode if you wanted to do that. Don't know why you would, because Lord, this is not attractive, but here. Right, this is our own front. I like how I can get access to these little tiny pockets. That is super duper handy. You have access. You want to pop your wee umbradoodle in there? Not a bother. Oh, that scared the f***ing sugar out of me. Don't you? You can compress in these straps. I don't want to take them out of this because I'm scared that I won't be able to get it back in and make it look nice. But you can extend these out, compress it all in, shove a wee jacket there if you wanted to. You're at a festival, then you can do that. That is that. You can take these off as well. You can cross them over, do what you want really with it. This is grand for me. If you are bigger on the chested area, it might not feel as comfortable or as aesthetically pleasing. but it's grand for me, and the comfort is really, really nice with that nice padding. You're not feeling like it's digging into you or anything. The straps are absolutely grand. Now let's switch it into the backpacky mode that I love. Ignore the stabilizer, we're going to get into that in a minute. I'll try and talk it behind my back. I really like this. This is a bit of me. I feel really cool. I really like it on the back and having this like here, and then you can just swing it around, which is really nice. Sorry, I don't want to hit the mic. And get what you need, swing it on. Got clips on each side to kind of mold it how you want. It's a really nice fit. In terms of the girls, again, it's going to depend on how you like to curve her around the arm boob. But for me, it's really nice. So this is in the kind of chest stabilizer mode. You can adapt it how you want to and just play about with that and find your own comfort with it. This just activates a bit more security, a bit more comfort, a bit more stabilization, and then you can just transform it then into more active modes if you wanted to go running with this bag or whatever. And then it just adds a little bit more comfort. So that is this. Something I genuinely really appreciate and has been really helpful. You can play about with this. It comes off and you can just adjust it to your own fit. You can take it off completely and never see it again if you wanted to. So for the water test, as you can see, the kind of back system is less protected from the rain, and the kind of front system is definitely more water resistant. The back system and the kind of seatbelt material is just going to take a bit longer to dry. Okay, let's run through some pros and cons. So definitely one of the main pros is the ability to be smarter and pack more minimally with this bag. You can also expand it up and keep it really thick and chunky, or you can bring it down to a slimmer profile. The hardware and the makeup of this bag is sensational. I really appreciate the nice organization inside. It is quite minimal, but the bright interior is just phenomenal. Absolutely appreciated. This is also a great bag for anyone with medication. I'm just thinking about my mum and my sister, who are both type 1 diabetics and carry a lot of medication, unfortunately, with them on a daily basis, and a lot of electronics as well. So this is a perfect bag in keeping those valuables safe, but also keeping them well protected and cool as well. This is a great wee hiking bag as well, and even like a city bag on the bike, because you can activate that kind of active mode with it, and it can just create a bit more comfort, especially if you are on the go or even just running for the bus. See the whole big extension thing? It can get a bit uncomfortable over a period of time, especially if you aren't wearing a thicker jumper. That strap can definitely rub, so just be aware of that if you are holding this for long periods of time and you're fully extending it out. One thing to know is that the material is a hair and dust magnet here at the back, because it is different from the front material. Because it is such a strong like active bag, like I would have loved to see maybe a bit more anti-theft features, like I mentioned, the RFID blocking, or even like implementing the zips. Now the zips I was just trying to play with, now one's come loose and I'm too lazy to even put it back together. But if you're putting like holes here, then maybe give a lock, or make it a bit more easier and obvious to like clip those. Like I know with Peak Designs where you just clip them through, that would have been nice to just see just a little bit more of an effort with the whole anti-theft, although you do have that pocket at the back, which is great. So just one thing to note in terms of like the extension thing, I like how you can just put these back in to this mode. That is really nice to kind of compress it down, so it keeps that kind of clean, sleek look. Would it have been nice to maybe been able to fold them together? Or was that just too complicated and annoying? Although at first, when I first received this, I was like, oh, there's so much going on with the straps and this strap and taking this off and that off, but it really does work seamlessly. Like when you get used to it, you're like, and you just activate it like so nicely. So it is something that is worth a wee checkout. Now, if you do happen to have a wee gander on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this sling, then we would be forever grateful if you could use the links below. That is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the GBO community and hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!